been a couple weeks since I've posted, so figured I'd start off this video with saying hello and kind of telling you guys where I've been. And I was camping over in the Channel Islands off of the Ventura, California coast. I went with my fiance's family for his mom's 60th birthday. It was really cool. We did some kayaking. We did a hike that was, I think, 8 miles, and then I think it was Sunday, we did a kayaking trip through some of the caves in the ocean. It was, I think, a little scarier than we anticipated because the marine layer came in. So big swells, just when you're in the caves and you've got these big swells, the waves are kind of going like this and they go in really high. And so your kayak is getting pushed around a lot. It was a little hectic, but it was really cool. And it was definitely a challenge. And it felt really good to say that we did that and give ourselves something to feel accomplished with. And now we're here. Yesterday, I went and visited a friend of mine who I don't see very often because she lived in Costa Rica. She just spent the summer in Idaho and she's taking off today to Spain. So she's just living a beautiful life. So I don't see her very often. So yesterday I got to catch up with her a little bit. We went on a hike and then we went to our friend's winery for a fall wine day. It was really cool. They had some good drinks. Here we are today. My plan was originally to take us to an apple orchard and do a little fall day there. And for those of you who are from California, I'm sure you know I'm talking about Apple Hill, but that was where I wanted to go today. But unfortunately, my fiance was not able to come home from work today. He is still over on a fire up in Clear Lake. So I didn't really want to go by myself, for one, and two, it is still 95 degrees outside. Unfortunately, California is not ready for fall. So it doesn't really feel like I want to go to Apple Hill today. I'd rather wait until it's a little bit chillier and feels more like fall. So instead we are going to go to Davis. I think I took you guys there with me on my very first video, but we're gonna go again today and do some studying. There's a coffee shop I want to go to, a bookstore, same sort of thing I feel like I'm always doing with you guys. Maybe check out ucdavis campus and hang out there, pretend I'm Rory Gilmore for a minute. And then we'll kind of see what else I want to do for the rest of the day. It's only like 30 or 40 minutes away, so I mean, I'm probably not going to be in Davis all day long, so we'll figure out what I want to do after that. I do want to touch on this. I feel like every video I'm posting is like coffee shop, bookstore, baking, just the same stuff over and over again. That is truly like what brings me happiness. I know that sounds so silly, but if I have a moment of free time, it's like I want to go hang out at a coffee shop and I want to bake and I want to go walk around a bookstore. And it's such a small thing that I'm sure to someone whose interests aren't books. And I don't want to say coffee is an interest of mine. It's not really coffee. It's just like the atmosphere of a coffee shop. I feel like to someone who doesn't have those interests, it probably seems like, oh my God, don't you get tired of doing that? But I really don't. Like, I could do it every single day and just be happy doing that. It's such a small thing, but it brings me so much joy and happiness. So I know we're doing that a lot in these videos, but it's what I like to do in my free time. Come up with some different ideas for content, or if you have any ideas, like please leave them in the comments of like, hey, this would be a really good idea of what you could do for a YouTube video. Like, I'm definitely open to ideas. I will have a really good video that I'm super excited to post in a couple weeks because I'm going to Flagstaff, Arizona, which is where I lived for the last 3 years or 2 years, but moved back to California. But my best friend is still there and we're gonna go visit her. And our other best friend, Rose, who moved to Montana from Flagstaff, is also coming back. So our little trio is gonna be back together. So it's gonna be fall time in Flagstaff, which has the most beautiful color. I'm just super excited. I think that'll be really fun. And me and those girls are obsessed with autumn. So I know that we're just gonna have tons of little fall activities that we're gonna do. I'd love to make a cute little video about that, and I think that'll be a fun watch. So that'll be in like a week or two. I also say sorry if the audio is bad. My fiance told me that he thinks I should get one of those microphones so that people can hear me better when I'm talking like this. So that's to come. So for now, just bear with me on the audio, and yeah. I'm kind of vibing with this, but also I can't tell if I feel like schoolgirly, and that's not really what I wanted. Okay, so I think we're actually gonna go with this. I feel slightly less schoolgirly, still feel a little bit like fall. Yeah, we'll see how long I last with this jacket on. It's 95 degrees outside, but I'm just determined to feel kind of like it's fall outside, so this is kind of the best I can do. It's really hot. I hate California. My first time filming out in public, and when I tell you that my anxiety is through the roof right now, I mean that. I've never filmed out in public. This is actually giving me a lot of anxiety. Currently reading Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I'm challenging myself to read more classics because I am in a master's program for English literature, so I kind of feel like I should be reading some more classics. So I like it so far. It's a little confusing, but I'm sure the more I read it, it'll kind of start to make a little bit more sense. Kind of funny for me because I actually graduated college 2 years ago, but there's just something about sitting at a university to read or study that feels, I don't know, feels comforting and studious and fun. So I feel very self-conscious filming in public right now, but I need to learn to get over that. So giving myself some slight exposure therapy by doing this and forcing myself to feel comfortable with the fact that people are walking by and riding their bikes by and watching me do this in public, and that's okay. I think it's easy for me to think everyone's judging me, but no one's paying attention to me, just like I'm not paying attention to what anyone else is doing right now other than how silly I feel. And I think that's actually really common for a lot of people, is to think that other people are concerned with what they're doing, and in all honesty they're not. But also, even if they were, I'm not going to see these people again. I don't go to school here. I don't even live in this town. So I'm trying to learn how to not consume myself with anxiety over what people are going to think, because they really don't care. And even if they do care, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I like going to this school and just kind of sitting here and feeling like I'm in college again. It's like, college is just an experience that I think I took for granted, that I didn't sit and appreciate. Like, I was like, oh, I'm in college, I have to do this. And now that I'm done with college, I'm like, wow, like, how cool was that I got to go somewhere and learn every day and get an education, because not everyone gets that. And anyways, sometimes I miss it and I wish I had appreciated it more while it was happening. And I think that's kind of some struggles with, is to appreciate something while you have it. I think a lot of people appreciate things once the time has passed. Definitely me, like I'm guilty of that. But I'm learning to appreciate things while they're happening to me and appreciate them in the moment. I don't know. Well, that is it for today. I am going to eat my soup in bed and read my book. Hopefully I can finish it tonight. I'm currently reading The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. I think this will be the perfect way to end the night, have some soup, finish my book. I'll put on an ambiance video on YouTube. Yeah, and then I'll be up in the morning for work and start all over again. Thank you guys for joining me and hanging out. I'll see you next week.